Okay, let's move on to the next factor. I'm going to start with you, Brandon, because your company is Investment Joy. So let's talk about financials. What should potential buyers be looking for, and kind of what are the red flags with the financials?
My big thing is not taking the seller on their word in any way, shape, or form unless they got the tax returns to back it up, which unfortunately presents a very big problem to a lot of people looking to take over locations that feel that there's a decent level of value add. I don't know how many times I look at profit and loss statements and compare those to tax returns, and there's a lot of just trust me involved because the operators have been slightly less than ethical on how they're reporting their income to the IRS, which has a trickle-down effect to financing. SBA is not going to give you a loan if you want to go that route to get money for your location. So it all comes into a large picture of, what's your risk profile going to look like? Do you want something with less risk? Well, in those cases, generally speaking, you're going to probably get a lower return on your initial investment. If you're willing to take the seller's word on a location or any sort of data that you can ascertain from the location beyond a tax return, it can kind of be a situation where your mileage may vary. I've been very blessed on the locations that I've bought in a general sense, building in very safe margins to what the seller was reporting to me, what I was seeing on tax returns, and then building that into, a risk profile for the businesses I've taken over. And, I would say at this point, I've probably done 80% or better. 80% of the deals that I've looked at, we've hit close to where my marks were. But then that 20%, they've been absolute nightmares. And when I look and try to talk to people about risk profiles, you've got to really understand that, if the laundromat industry was just easy and everybody could do it and it was easy to get financing and funding for everything, then everybody would be in it and the profitability wouldn't be there for owning a laundromat. But laundromats can be very profitable. It can be a very wonderful industry to be in, but that comes at having to learn to decipher and understand how sellers report their tax returns, where you're going to get the financing from, how the SBA might view their tax returns, either positively or negatively, and then starting to understand where those yields are. I talked to someone recently at a major laundromat lending company, and they said that, yields on laundromats are still as good as they have been in many, many years. But that also comes at their desire to see a decent down payment, decent financials for the existing business. And every time something is wrong or there's a red flag, then, interest rates can go up, down payment requirements can go up. And it's just really looking at financials of, what could go right, what could go wrong, and then building in decently safe margins.
So someone asked a question kind of related to what you were saying, Brandon. So I don't know if any of you could answer this. If you have any idea what percentage of coin laundry owners are underreporting, because obviously this is a big concern when you're buying. I know we probably don't have hard data, but I guess maybe Matt and Carol, you work with a lot of different owners. If you had to guess, do you think like half are underreporting, or?
Probably more than half. Probably way over.
Yeah, I agree with Carol. It's very rare to find a laundromat owner that's records match their tax returns. It's very, 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 very rare.
We use other things in addition to their profit and loss. We look at other variables when we kind of back into the numbers. So we'll ask for sometimes 2 to 3 years of utility bills. We want to look at their lease. We want to know what their rents are and their hard expenses, the ones that are pretty much guaranteed: payroll, utilities, insurance, taxes, things like that, things that we can verify. And then we back into it looking at the other things, and we take the utility bills and we do what's called a water analysis. And it's nothing is 100%, but it gives you that better warm fuzzy feeling looking at those things and knowing that those are accurate or close to accurate. and then comparing it to what their profit and loss shows as well. So we use a number of variables on that. And the other thing I always tell clients is to spend time at the store. If they're saying the store is a high volume store and you go to that store on what should be a busy day and you've got 2 customers in there the entire day, you know something's not quite right. And just, you know, spend time, look around. The other thing is we do income verification, where sometimes I'll take the keys away from the owner, I'll lock them in a lockbox, and we will meet every week or twice a week and count the coins or count the VTM. And we want to see what's actually going on. And then we take those numbers compared to the meter outside on the street where the water comes in, and we look at the usage on that. So all those things come into play. So.
Yeah, that's definitely good advice about than just taking someone's word for it. You mentioned.
I think
sorry.
bottom line, you know, between that two, what Carol said is excellent. Is for investors to work with somebody that knows the business, and that not to do it alone, but to have, shall I say, a mentor walk them through the business, be it a broker or a distributor, and somebody that you could trust.